Twist is a show about 3 friends, and one of them kills his aunt when he's 11, and then goes off to juvenile hall, and they all kind of like, go in their own way, like in high school and stuff. One becomes really popular, one becomes kind of like more of like an outcast, and then Danny comes back from juvenile hall and tries to reconnect with them. And my character Rico, I play like the best friend of the girl who kind of becomes an outcast and stuff, and gets herself really into like her studies and school and everything like that. Usually what they'll do is they'll kind of like write in, they'll like write in something, you know, and then I'll say it, or they'll let me kind of go on and like improvise off of it. Usually what they put in is just kind of like an idea, or like the kind of like moment they want to have, and then they'll like kind of let me like mess around with it and stuff. We're probably about 2 months ahead of everyone else, I think, before the show airs, but we get the script a week before we shoot, typically. What we haven't seen from my character yet is I don't know. I feel like kind of just, I don't know, like in real life, if I was in a situation like this, I'd probably just like move on or start hanging out with other people or just kind of do my own thing. I feel like I'm one who's fairly like sensitive to rejection and wouldn't just kind of hang around and just keep like getting, you know, I don't know, treated like that, especially with Danny and him. He's always lying and stuff, and then Joe's like seeing everyone else but me, and I feel like, I don't know, I think in the next season, granted I haven't read the next season script yet, or I don't think they've written it, but hopefully I'd like to have a little bit more of like a backbone, or maybe do a little bit more of my own thing, or maybe like stand up for myself a little bit more. And I guess when I'm there, I try to just kind of think over like the circumstances and think about what's happening. What I do a lot is like with my friends or with people like before I shoot, I'll kind of like have a conversation about what I talk about in the show, or kind of like I do like a lot of like improvising and stuff, just to kind of like get a feeling of what that's like, you know. So yeah, and it's kind of easy to do, like just joking around with my friends and try to fit in like what I'm kind of doing on the show. Hey, here's something funny that happened one time. So there got to be this like thing. I was never here for it, but I had heard there got to be this thing where like they thought it'd be funny to just start making out, like actually start making out with each other, like right when they called cut. So like I think Avan, in one of the scenes with his mom, like a really heavy scene, started just making out with her, like right when they called cut. Yeah, for like the special features on the DVD.
Isn't the mother played by
Denise Richards? Yeah. So they made out, and then I think there was another scene where Denise and Kim, who plays Joe's mom, they have a scene that's pretty heavy, then they made out. So they do that sometimes. I don't know. It's I don't know. If I wanted something to come across like in my acting, or to want people to know about me, is just to see the love. I don't know. I really love acting, and hopefully that comes across, and that's maybe one of the things that makes me somewhat interesting to watch. I feel like that's really cool to see someone doing like what they love to do, kind of with anything, especially like, I don't know, maybe just like skateboarding, for example. Like it's really cool to see like a really good skateboarder, but it's almost cooler to see someone who's not quite as good, who's having a lot of fun doing it and really loves doing it. I'm kind of working on putting up a couple plays, but it's like in the very early stages. I was working on American Buffalo, but people that I was doing it with had trouble getting the rights, so I don't know what's really happening with that. And then I know it's a little ambitious, but I'm kind of looking at like Hurly Burly too, and trying to put it up like in a little theater in North Hollywood with some friends. But I just started working on some scenes from that with a buddy of mine, so we'll see where that goes. But yeah, I'd like to start doing like a lot more theater and stuff like that. I almost wasn't really there in high school, kind of like I was doing a lot of stuff. I was in a band, and then I was doing stunts for a bit, and then my last year I started acting, so I was never really like too involved in school. And while I had a lot of like acquaintances, you know, or maybe a lot of friends, I never really hung out with anyone in high school. So I kind of like, I guess, skipped through all like the drama and all the kind of stuff. I was just always doing my own thing. In the same way that Rico's really into like studying, and I don't think he thinks like, oh man, like I'm a nerd and no one wants to hang out with me, I don't get invited to parties. He's really into what he's doing. I think I was kind of the same way in high school. Oh, I probably want to play. Well, I wouldn't, because I'd want Al Pacino to do it, because it's so much sicker. But like probably like Bobby in like Panic at Needle Park. That'd be like a really fun role. You just watched it again last night. Oh. Yeah. I don't know, or yeah, something. Yeah, probably that. I don't know. It just seems like such a fun. He's like so alive and like, yeah. But that's because he played. I wouldn't want to play his part.
Right. No, I get it.
But I feel, yeah, a thing like that, or maybe like a cult leader or something like Ryan Gosling's part in The Believer, where he's like he's like a Jewish neo-Nazi. Yeah, it's I don't know, it's a really gnarly film, yeah.